You don't need to know what is mean. Because God gave you this Quran. You need to read it.
Right, okay, that's fine.
But
But that's the point. You've just made my point for me because I said that there are parts of the Quran that no one knows. No one but Allah.
Allah knows.
Right, okay. So the Quran is not a clear book.
Jesus come back.
But will he come back with a message?
I don't know.
Your deen will tell you that Jesus will come back. He will break the crosses, yes?
I don't need picture.
And he will abolish jizya.
Sorry?
He will abolish jizya.
Yeah.
So if he does that, he's done something new, hasn't he?
No, I don't know that.
My friend, your faith teaches you that on the one hand Muhammad is the final messenger, but on the other hand Jesus is coming back again.
Okay.
Come on. And does he die? Does Jesus die?
Jesus not died.
But doesn't Surah 19, ayat 33 say that blessed is the day that I die?
Jesus come back again in the future.
Yeah, but he hasn't died though, according to your belief. Allah raised him to him, yes?
He's not died. He's just going up in sky.
Okay, so he's not dead. Jesus is not
God
dead.
save him.
Right, okay.
God take him in
But your
sky.
Quran in Surah 19, ayat 33 says, blessed is the day I will die. So Jesus is going to die at some point.
Where in Quran?
Here you are. Come. Do you read Arabic?
Yeah.
Well, here's Arabic and English, Quran.com. Peace be upon me
but
the day I was born, the day I
وَيَوْمَ
die.
أَمُوتُ وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ. He not say I am died.
It says the day I die.
No. He say وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ
Says he's
وَيَوْمَ
gonna die,
أُبْعَثُ
bro.
حَيًّا.
And peace be on me the day I was born and the day I will die, says Jesus, according to Quran.
He say وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ. In the future, we don't know what time he do.
Okay, so he will die. He will at some point.
No, he not die.
No, he will.
He just stay in school.
I know
in
he's not
sky,
dead yet. I know
and
according
he
to
come
you
back again.
he's in the sky. But will he die at some point? Because it says here, Jesus is saying the day I die. How can he die if according to you he's not going to? It says here he's going to die. And the context is this is Jesus speaking. The verse before is, and be kind to my mother. He has not made me arrogant or he's made me a blessing wherever I go and bid me to establish prayer and give alms as long as I live. This is Jesus speaking in your Quran. Surah Al-Maryam.
Look, my friend.
Huh? 33. Ayah 33.
Oh, what you saw?
No, yeah, I know I saw 4157. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
وما قتلوه يقينا. Say Jesus is not died.
I know listen, I know that you believe Jesus is not currently dead, but this verse says he's going to die. So my point is does that mean that when Jesus comes back, he's going to die then?
We don't know what time. Yeah, he died. Yeah, if he come back, but we don't know what time. Just Allah know.
So Jesus is going to come back
We don't know
at
what
the
time.
end times, and then he's going to be killed.
No, I don't know.
But he just says he's going to die.
Ask a question, please.
All right, anyway.
He's a die because he's old. He's finished.
Excuse me, can I ask a question about this man?
Okay.
When previous weeks, I've seen you discuss with a guy who speaks Quran. I don't know what you're talking about, but you seem to be having an ongoing discussion with him.
With who?
With a guy who's wearing the.
Oh, Siraj.
Okay, so
Yeah, Siraj.
what do you discuss with him?
Why?
What are you discussing with him?
Well, he wants to talk about the Trinity, and he wants to talk about Christianity. He doesn't really want to talk about anything else.
So the discussion centers on the Christianity and the Trinity.
Pretty much. Mostly. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's mentioned a few other things in passing, but most of it is to do with show me where Jesus said the Holy Spirit is God. Yeah, things like that. Oh, why does Jesus worship the Father? Those sort of things.
So it is and because obviously his perspective is from the perspective of the Quran,
Yeah, well, you would hope so.
but your perspective is of the Bible.
Yeah.
So where is there a conflict of understanding in that discussion?
Partially, but in all honesty, I no longer think he's sincere. I had a meeting with him earlier, and he called me mentally disabled, he called me sick, he called me all these insults. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to talk with him, because he's...
Okay, so you have ended the conversation.
Yeah, I think so.
Because of
now.
lack of sincerity.
Yes, that's one thing, yeah.
But the lack of sincerity was because of an irreconcilable difference in understanding.
Well, the sincerity is the fact that he's willing to attack my character and call me names, right?
Sure.
When someone does that to you and they say it in front of camera and they're trying to slander you, at this point I'm like, look, I'm not going to talk with you anymore. What's the point? He won't debate. I cannot ask him about Islam. I've tried on repeated occasions to ask him questions, and he just doesn't want to. He wants to pivot back to Christianity again.
Sure. So your inquiry is part of a deeper understanding. You seek a deeper understanding of the Quran. Is that correct? Is that fair assessment?
Well, in all honesty, I don't think that Suraj actually has the ability to give me that kind of understanding.
Regardless of anybody individually, is your particular interest a greater understanding of the Quran, or is it to prove the point of certain biblical truths?
Both.
So, do you speak Arabic?
No.
Do you think it's necessary to understand Arabic to understand the Quran in any fundamental sense?
No, because Arabic itself isn't sufficient to understand the Quran.
It's not sufficient?
No, let me show you. Let me show you why. That's a very good question. I'm going to go to the Quran, and you can do this too. And I want to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick. I'm going to go to Surah 11, and I want you to read this out for me.
ألف لام را كتاب أحكمت آياته ثم فصلت من لدن حكيم خبير.
Can you tell me what it means?
Read it.
All right. So it says Alif Lam Ra. Do you know what that means? No, I have no idea what it means. Do you know what it means?
We have something, we don't understand that. Just God knows that.
There you go.
Alif Lam Ra A, B,
Yeah,
C like that. We don't know what it means, but that is mean. Allah said, don't ask about something. If you know that, He give you problems. Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Yeah,
But the point is this.
We don't know what it means.
Let's read the verse. It's the full verse is.
Kaf ha ya ayn sad.
This is a book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. So the verses of this book are fully explained according to this. So if they're fully explained, what does Alif Lam Ra mean? No idea.
What is your problem?
And Arabic speakers don't know what it means either.
Not the problem.
I just wanted to illustrate your point.
What is the point? I don't understand the point you're trying to make.
So you said, do you feel you need to know Arabic to understand the Quran? And I said no. And I also don't think that Arabic is sufficient to understand the Quran.
Okay, but that is that an opinion of yours, or is that fact?
Well, I've just demonstrated it's fact. Yes.
You've demonstrated that's fact. But,
all he needs to do to refute me is tell me what that means.
May I say something, please?
Just
Can I say something, please? When I heard your interpretation of what was read, when you are putting a request for this man to read, it sounded very different, the reading, from the interpretation. So just as a
when I was having a conversation.
I don't understand.
Which bit?
I don't understand Arabic.
But which bit? This is what I just read? Or?
No, what this man just... When you put in a request initially, it said, can you read this? And he read it. And then you translated it very different.
Oh, when I did Surah 19?
I don't know where it was, but the sounds were very different from the translation, or the literal English translation.
All right, let me get it back up, because I think you're talking about this. So let's go back to where I was looking at, so I can show you.
No, this may be a tautological point. It may be in
well, if it's tautological,
why is it tautological? Because if the assumption has already been made, then the point just proves the assumption.
Right, but I don't understand. Look, this is what I was reading, yeah? Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I died.
No, it wasn't this one. You
this.
didn't ask him to read that one. He read something else. And there was a question.
I don't think I've shown him any other verses other than this one and the other one. Did I show you any other verse?
Sorry?
I showed you this verse, and then I showed you the one I just did, right? Did I show you any other verse? I don't think I showed him any other
Brother
verse.
Chris, just to say hello.
Oh, hello. Hi, how are you? How you doing? You doing well?
My voice as well.
Hey, good to meet you. How are you? Good to meet you, young sir. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris.
Every week I pray for you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Especially for your future spouse.
Thank you. So I think that. All right, sure, but I don't think you can get out of the issue.
Kaf ha ya ayn sad.
Sorry.
Kaf ha ya ayn sad.
What does it
like
mean?
that. Just If you read Quran, you don't need know what is mean kaf ha ya ain sad.
Okay, so there are parts of the
Alif,
Quran
Lam,
you don't know
Ra,
what they mean.
Tilka ayatul kitab al-hakim.
Aye.
You don't need to know what is mean. Because God give you this Quran, you need to read it.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Kaf ha ya ain sad.
But that's the point. You've just made my point for me because I said that there are parts of the Quran that no one knows. No one but Allah.
Allah knows.
Right, okay. So the Quran is not a clear book.
No, it's clear.
But again, that verse is a contradiction.
It's clear book.
But how can you reconcile that when it's a contradiction? Again, the verse I showed you, this is a book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. But that's not possible if you don't know what the beginning part means. Alif
It's not
Lam Ra.
a problem if you don't need it. If you don't understand.
If the Quran says that in a particular verse that it is well perfected.
What's your point? I don't understand.
If the Quran says, look, the verses are well explained.
Okay, just your problem.
So tell me what it
Alif, Lam,
means.
Ra.
Yeah, just tell me what that part means.
Alif Lam Ra.
What does it mean?
That is.
If it doesn't mean anything, then that verse is a
He
contradiction.
means something, but
What does it
we don't
mean?
know. Just Allah knows.
But then it's not fully explained. The verse says that the book is well perfected and fully explained.
Just
So
Allah.
in order to do that, tell me what the first part of the verse means. Alif Lam Ra. Tell me what it means. Because Allah said-
آياته ثم فصلت من لدن حكيم خبير.
Okay? Tell me what Alif Lam Ra means here. And then that's fine. But if you can't tell me, that means that
This is
verse is not
miracle in
correct.
Quran. This is miracle. In Quran.
Miracle of God. Come on, that's not honest.
Yeah,
That's not honest.
this is miracle.
Alif Lam Ra does not mean anything. It's just Arabic letters. That's all it is. It's Alif and that's it.
Alif Lam Ra.
Exactly, right. But it's not a word. No scholar knows what this word means. I mean, it probably isn't a word. In fact, to be honest with you,
I am not shaykh.
Did-
I am not have
did-
big information.
well, that's honest of you. That's honest of you. I appreciate
But
that.
my Quran, if I don't understand,
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what you would have
I want to know what it means. Can you translate it for me?
Yeah, go look for it.
I don't know Arabic. Can you translate it into English?
Help him.
Can you help me, Sammy?
Look for it.
Help him.
No, I have looked for it. No one knows what it means.
Talk to the hater. I will go look for it.
Oh, come on.
No, he knows how
You
Arabic.
just embarrass yourself. You want to embarrass
What do you
yourself
mean? You-
again. Go look for it.
He doesn't know what Alif Lam Ra
This is
means.
miracle
Go
in
look for
Quran.
it.
He doesn't know.
This is miracle, my friend.
But there are many things in the Quran that are not
Yeah,
explained.
but it's not a problem.
But it's a contradiction.
If you understand Quran,
It's
that
a contradiction.
Is not, no.
Is it a contradiction?
You can
If I
understand.
read it to you and I showed you, the very verse that says the book is well
You don't
explained,
read
you don't know what
Arabic.
it is.
How you know understand?
Because the Arabic scholars have translated it for me. You know Arabic, but you can't even read the verse.
I told you that this is miracle in Quran.
Right, my friend, but if you don't know what it means and you speak Arabic, then you cannot blame me for not knowing what it means when I don't speak Arabic. Do you understand? Neither of us know what it means.
I know.
So the Quran is not a clear book, and that is a contradiction.
It's clear book and very clear book. And
No. I mean, there are verses that say it's clear, and there are verses that say it's unclear. You know that? Surah Al-Maryam, Ayah 7, says it's not a clear book. Oh, no, sorry. Surah Al-Imran. Surah 3, my bad, I misspoke.
Alif Lam Mim.
Let's go to Surah 7. He is the one who has revealed to you, O Prophet, the book, of which some verses are precise, and they are the foundation of the book, while others are elusive. So even the Quran says there are parts of it that are elusive. No one knows what it means. But it also says it's a clear book.
I don't understand you. What's your problems?
My problem is that the Quran does not make sense.
No.
It does not make sense.
If you say that, what you say, you understand.
Worshiping a white man.
Anything. You read it. If you understand, you can understand. If you don't,
But no one knows what it
like
means.
to understand, you don't understand.
But you don't understand. You've already told me you don't
I
understand what
understand.
Alif Lam Ra means.
Alif Lam Mim. In Arabic, Alif Lam Mim. That's it. That's it. Alif Lam Mim.
That'd be like me saying A, B, C, and then you go, what does that mean? Oh,
This is miracle in Quran.
it's a miracle. It's a miracle. All right, my friends.
See you, bro.
Thank you for talking with me. Thank you, God bless.
Why he has a penis? Why?
So I'm going to wrap up.
What there, Greece? Ice.
All right, so that guy was a really nice guy. I want to put that out first. That was a really lovely conversation. He was sincere and he gave his honest opinion. I explained to him that there are verses in the Quran that no one knows what they mean. No one has any idea. And I went to Surah 11, the very first verse. Even Sami didn't know what it means. And I said to him, no Arabic speaker knows what the Quran in these places means. And I said, look, the very verse, Surah 11, Ayah 1, says Alif Lam Ra. And then it goes on to say that the book that is being sent is well preserved and fully explained. And I went, wait, how could it be fully explained if in that very verse it says Alif, Lam, Ra, and no one knows what it means? So it's not well understood or preserved. It's not been explained. It is not clear. Oh, but you know what? Maybe Sammy one day will tell me. I'll wait. I'll be very patient for Sammy to come and tell me. But any Muslim who knows Arabic can try and explain this to me. But unfortunately, I don't think they can. And that's sad. Dr. Yasser Qadi, he has written a book about this where he says there's tons of interpretations by Arabic scholars about what it means. And no one knows. Huh?
From the Quran, what's that word?
It's a series of Arabic letters and it's Alif, Lam, Ra.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? Don't know. There you are. But in the same verse, it says that the book is well preserved and fully explained. Contradiction.
There's some scholars who are like trying to give interpretation.
Try to give more context to that because the other.
I couldn't see you there. Hi Dawood, how are you doing? You do alright?
Hey, listen, I literally need to go to Ali right now.
Alright, I'll say hello to you.
Just a quick sentence.
Just a quick sentence.
Alright, you sentence and you can go.
There's some scholars who say that there are explanations to it. And then there are some who say that isn't really. But again, it's a very broad topic. Next time.
Okay, God bless you. Take care.
What did he say? Some scholars.
So he said that there are some scholars that have an opinion about what it means. Now I know this, right? Because Yasser Qadi in his book explains that there are different opinions. One of the opinions is that Muhammad said it and it's like a title. Another one is that it's some sort of description of Allah. There are many different opinions about what these mean. The issue is no one knows what it means. That's the problem. And if no one knows for sure what it means, then there is part of the revelation that has at very least been lost. Because if you don't know what it means, and it came from Muhammad, either Muhammad said things that were nonsense, or he said things that did have meaning, but has since been lost.
So the Quran is not clear ultimately. Then.
It's not clear, and a part of it has been lost. I mean, we know a lot of it has been lost for many reasons, but that's another reason. Come to Jesus, come to Christianity. We don't have mysterious letters that no one quite understands where they're in every single, well, not every single, but most chapters of the Quran. We don't have that kind of issue. We don't have verses that say it's clear and other verses that say it's not clear. We don't have weird interpretations of scholars that say, oh, it could be tons of different things. We don't have that. What we have is Jesus. What we have is forgiveness, redemption, love. That is what we have. So come to him. Jesus loves you. God bless you all. Have a great day.
Well done, nice man.